Fallacy number 8 is about the scientific consensus. Oh, I hate that. And trashing scientists. Even though they had respect for the scientific method, doctors used to think that electroshock was effective treatment for mental illness. Doctors and scientists have been wrong about lots of things over the years. They thought personality could be understood through phrenology. It's all the areas of the skull, and you point out an area on the skull, and that's, if he's got a bump there, it means he's going to have such a character. And it was bullcrap. They thought imbalances in 4 bodily fluids called humors caused illnesses. These ideas have been discredited. Based on that info, we can reasonably determine that doctors and scientists are not perfect. They have screwed up before, and some of them will likely screw up again. But you can't take those facts and conclude that all scientific theories will eventually be revealed just as flawed, or that all scientists and doctors and psychiatrists are useless. Some psychiatry deniers claim that it's lazy for doctors and average people to buy into the scientific consensus. They want to be all rebellious. Ooh, my idea is the dissenting rebellious idea, and so I'm not giving in to that groupthink. Well, just because it's rebellious, that's kind of romantic, that maybe all these other people are wrong and the underdog is right, but it doesn't prove it. You might still just be a dumbass with no proof. But they want to say, like, we need to question the facts and not be afraid to challenge them, right? That's true. It's called the scientific method. Doctors and scientists do it all the time. That's how we are able to confidently conclude that those earlier ideas like phrenology and humors and electroshock treatment for depression were screw-ups. Scientists constantly challenge the consensus, and it changes to reflect new information. It's a consensus formed by those challenges. It holds up as well as it does because of those challenges. If you want to show that the consensus is wrong, then use science to prove your point. Just because they have a consensus doesn't mean that they wouldn't change it if they were presented with some solid evidence that they were wrong. In fact, the abandonment of theories like phrenology shows that they have been willing to change. Maybe the consensus on psychiatric treatment is stable right now and difficult to change right now because psych deniers have not been able to present any reasonable challenges. All they have is bullshit and vaporware. And here's the last fallacy that I'm going to mess with today. Side effects. Psychiatric medications have side effects. Some of them have death as a possible side effect. I was looking up crap about placebos today to see how the FDA approval situation works, and looking up like the name of a pill and then placebo, and some of them said, and one of them said like it has a 4% chance of death from taking this pill. I don't know if it was 4%. Some number compared with 2. God, that wouldn't be 4%, would it? 4% of people take the pill die? Never mind. Anyway, it said that there's a higher chance for older people. That's what it was. It was some kind of antidepressant or something that when older people take it who have dementia, there's a possibility it'll kill them. I don't know what it is about old people and that medication, but they said compared to placebo. Some of them take the placebo and that kills them. So I don't know if that's like they're worried that placebos are going to kill them and it has the placebo of death effect. But anyway, it's slightly more likely than a placebo to kill them. And they mentioned that, and I thought that was odd. But anyway, yes. Some people have bad reactions. I don't know if it's something in them, I don't know if it's something in the pill, whatever. When you take some of these pills, you may be risking your life. If the mental illness was no big deal in the first place, or if the medication was not effective, then the annoying side effects might outweigh the benefits of it. For some people, I imagine side effects really do outweigh the benefits, and I hope they can find some other successful treatment. But psychiatry deniers love to emphasize the side effects, as if this proves that pharmaceutical companies or psychiatrists are shitty people. Go ask someone during chemotherapy how they like those side effects. Losing their hair, feeling weak and tired all the time. It doesn't even guarantee that they're going to survive. But lots of people are willing to take the chance. I bet if I was in this situation, I'd be willing to take the chance too. Maybe you would too. I bet getting hooked up to a dialysis machine is no fun either. How many hours a day or week do you have to be stuck on that thing? I bet most of them would rather waste their time on dialysis machines than taking the other option, which would be suffering and dying. I've heard that people getting physical therapy on damaged hands or arms or legs go through a lot of pain as they stretch and try to rebuild muscles. The alternative for some of them is losing the use of that damaged hand or limb. Are psychiatry deniers aware that lots of medications and treatments for physical injuries and illness involve harsh side effects, sometimes pain or permanent unpleasant choices? Some women have to decide whether to cut off a breast to eliminate a tumor, or just hope that it'll go away with lesser treatments. Others have to decide whether they would rather get a hysterectomy and give up the possibility of ever having another child, or hope that their cancer will go away with lesser treatments. I don't know if it's just cancer or if it treats other things. I'm not sure. But I think that's a choice for some people. Okay, so why would you accept these kind of trade-offs for treating physical illness, but not for mental illness? I mean, it's a standard for physical illness that some treatments are a trade-off in their effects. But when it comes to mental illness, you want the treatments to be perfect and cures, and you want there to be no trade-offs, nothing equivalent of cutting off a breast or something, you know. That can't be fun for somebody. It's not really funny. Why would you accept these kind of trade-offs for treating physical illness but not for mental illness? Because you didn't think it through. Or if you think it's a bad trade-off because the treatment is not actually effective, or because the problem isn't that bad, then you should address those points directly and stop making claims about psych med side effects as if they are unacceptable compared with the side effects of some physical treatments. While we're at it, there are people who won't make the trade-off for psych meds or physical treatments for physical injuries and problems. They consciously decide that treatments are too taxing, so they stop even if it means being unable to use a damaged limb, or the increased chance of death, or even if it means they will definitely die. That's a personal choice. I might feel certain about how I would choose, but telling someone else what their personal choice should be is ridiculous. You don't know how much they've suffered from the treatment, or how much they suffer from the illness before getting treated, or what the consequences are likely to be if they discontinue it. And you don't know in all cases, I guess I should say. You think you know better. I wish it was as easy as you think, but my experience and the observations and experiments of many credible people are that it's sometimes worth the trade-off.